Hi there, I'm Aaron Armstrong and welcome to another KWell tutorial. Today we're going to be talking about Accorbis and adding a news list to a page and the different options that are associated with it. So let's start by going to the Content tab. We can either create a new piece of content in a new landing page, or for the sake of our demo, we're going to click Edit on an existing landing page. From here, we're going to click on Main Content, which is where our layout paragraphs live, where all of our components exist. You can see that we have a list of existing sections and their associated components. So we're going to go ahead and click Add Section. From here, I'm going to keep it as one column. I'm going to go ahead and put it in a container class and click Save. And from here, we can see that we have our section available, and we can click the plus icon to see our list of available components. From here, we are going to click on the news list. That opens up, you're going to see the different options that we have. So we have our news list options, which there should only be one at this current time. And then we have our type of displays. So we can either decide if we want all articles, only featured articles, or the articles that have been tagged to only show up on the front page. So this is filtering by what types of articles you want to display. From here, we can decide how many articles we want to display. So let's go ahead and put 5. And if offset is selected, basically what that does is it skips the first X amount. So if you're pulling in the most recent art of all articles and you tell it to skip 2, then it's going to skip the first 2 items that it finds before it displays them. We're going to leave that as 0 for now, and then we have our article display style. So this is deciding how you want it to look, either our list with thumbnails or our featured articles. What we're going to do today is we're going to do both of these. So I'm going to start with list of thumbnails, and then we're going to swap it out so you can see what that might look like. Underneath this, we have our curated articles. This gives you the ability to not only have a list of the most recently created news articles, but it gives you the ability to create a curated list where you have manually entered articles that you might want to see in there, but might not necessarily be the most recent or the most featured. So this gives you the ability to have a good mix of both manually curated articles as well as automatic most recent news articles being displayed. So let's see here. We'll go ahead and pull a couple in here just so we can see that working. From here, we can also decide what types of articles we want to be pulled in. This is going to filter them based off of the category for articles. By default, it's going to display everything. So if nothing is checked, it's going to display all articles based on your selections above. But you can also select the categories that you want to be included in this list of news articles. And on the flip side of things, you also have the ability to exclude. So if you have a full list of news articles being pulled in, and maybe you're pulling 10 of them in, but you just don't want one specific article, you can go ahead and exclude that should you want to. We're not going to do that in this instance, and we're going to go ahead and click Save. So we can already see our list of articles appearing. And if we click Save, let's view this on the front end so you can get familiar with the way our typical list looks with the thumbnail selection. We see that we have the title, the titles are linkable, and the date shows up. And if there is a featured image selected for that news article, it shows just beside in a thumbnail. Let's go ahead and edit this page again and change that to be featured instead of the thumbnail. So we're going to scroll down, we'll edit, we'll go to our article display style, and we'll click featured. And then we'll click save. And now what we're going to get is a much more stylized list of news articles. That would be great to use and to be able to highlight specific articles on a landing page or any other high level pages where you're trying to create a curated list of articles that might be linked to a certain category. you can see that if you have the featured image, it goes into the background, and when you hover, the entire box is clickable, and we have just a little subtle animation so that the user knows that they'll be clicking on a news article. So typically speaking, you're going to see these used on landing pages. Maybe you'll have, 2 or 3 of these inside of a grid, or maybe you're just going to show, one of them or 1 or 2 of them, and be very particular about which news articles you want to see. And yeah, it's as easy as that to be able to get a list of news articles onto a page and decide if you want to include or exclude very specific articles. And that's it. Thank you very much.